Good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pilates. So you will not need any tools today whatsoever. No balls, no weights, just you and your body. And we're going to stay on the floor today. I did a floor fusion a couple weeks ago, and it was a huge hit. So we're going to play with that again. So just find a mat, find a quiet space to practice. And when I say a quiet space, like this is important to you. And when you could have gone to the gym at a certain time on a certain day, you made a commitment to do that. And so make sure that you're making a commitment to yourself to keep up with your practice. It's really easy to say, well, I need to do laundry, or the kids need me, or I need to do this or that. And your health, mind, body, and spirit is super important. So be sure that you take the time to practice, that it's a commitment that you make to yourself. And hopefully you'll join me for this week's meditation. It's a beautiful practice of self-love. And the thing that I have found through my own journey of being a giver to others is that when somebody in my life is hurting, or when my kids were littler and I saw them and they were in my home more and they were struggling, it was so easy for me to put my hands on them, to hug them, to reassure them that they're going to be okay, and to give them that guidance that is so important for the people that we care about. And I think a missing piece for me in my practice has been doing the same for myself. So this week's meditation is going to be something that I've been practicing for a week or so that I want to share with you, that is about actually putting your hands on your body and comforting yourself the way that you would comfort someone that you love. And it's just been a beautiful thing to give myself permission to feel what I feel, to nurture me, and to be compassionate with myself. So I'll walk you through that meditation. So be sure to check that out in this series and join me for anything. You're welcome to try anything. And if certain practices just don't resonate with you, that's okay too. So, all right, enough chitter chatter. Let's get on the mat and go ahead and find yourself on your mat. And we're going to start just with a little bit of stretch and warm up to kind of heat up the body a little bit. All right, so on your back. When you get there, squeeze your knees in really tight and just feel that your glutes rise up and the thighs begin to press against the belly just ever so slightly. And now take your knees and bring them open. So we get into an open leg, open hip, inner thigh stretch, and then close them again, and then open them again, and then close. Just two more of those, just opening and closing the hips. Just starting to feel something happening there. Beautiful. Now lower your feet to the mat and make sure that you can touch your heels with your fingertips. And this is really important, and it's extra important that you don't turn your head. So if you need to peek, you'll lift up your head like I just did, and then come back down. So we're going to take our pelvis that right now is in a neutral space, and I demonstrate this a lot, but I can actually slide my hand through that space. So you want to make sure that you have a tiny bit of natural curve in your spine so that your low spine is not touching the mat. And then we're going to take that space and you will tuck your pelvis under and imprint. Now I cannot get my hand through. It is glued down to the mat. And then I come back to neutral. And then I imprint. And then I come back to neutral. Now we're going to add the breath. So we will inhale here. Imprint, exhale. Inhale back to neutral. Take about 4 or 5 of those, just feeling the sensation of the hip and the pelvis beginning to work. And then watch if your legs want to open. Make sure that they're right in alignment with the hips. Take one more, and then we're going to add on to this. So you will come to neutral, inhale, and then imprint, exhale. Hips and ribs come together. Now when you inhale, push into your feet and begin to lift your hips up to the sky. Now we're in what we call just that bridge pose. So sometimes in a yoga bridge, you might see the person who's practicing have a big round spine. In a Pilates plank, we really want to keep a long line as if it's just this long platform from my knees to my shoulders. And so from here, I'm gonna lift an inch, inhale. And when I exhale, lay my spine all the way down on the mat, bone by bone by bone, till I get to the very bottom, and then I inhale back to neutral. And then I exhale, imprint, collapse. Inhale, lift my hips. Breathe out on my exhale, push into my feet and really fire up the glutes. Then inhale, lift, lift, lift. And exhale, lower. So we find this rhythm with our breath. Come back to neutral. Imprint your spine. Elevate your hips up towards the ceiling. When you get to the top, push into your feet and breathe out. Then lift an inch and lay your spine on the mat. So now we're gonna change the foot position. Turn your toes out and your heels in like a little pizza slice. Okay, so the heels are in, but they're not touching. They're still in alignment with the knees. The toes are turned out. So we're gonna come to neutral, we'll breathe. We'll exhale to imprint. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dig into the feet. Squeeze the buns. Lift an inch. And then lower down. Do 2 of those. Coming back to neutral. Imprinting your spine. Elevating the hips. When you get to the top, breathe out and push into your feet. That fires up the legs. Then lift an inch and lay your spine all the way down. We'll do it one more time. Imprint. Lift the hips. Breathe into your feet. Elevate the hips and lower down. And we're gonna change the foot position again. Come back to parallel feet. We're gonna lift the right heel. So I have that high heel on my right foot. Arms are still down. And we inhale at neutral. Exhale, imprint. Every step is important, so don't skip a step. Inhale, lift. When you get to the top, breathe out and squeeze your buns. Lift an inch and lay your spine on the mat. Just do 2 of these on each foot. Come back to neutral. Imprint your spine. Elevate the hips. Breathe out and push. Lift your hips and lay your spine down. Let's switch feet. Keep them parallel, left foot this time. I'm in neutral. I imprint. I elevate the hips. I breathe out into my feet. I lift an inch. And I lay my spine back down. Do it one more time. Neutral. Imprint. Hips high. Push into the floor. Lift an inch. And lay the spine on the ground. Lower your left foot. Both heels this time. High heels. So we have to push into that ball mount joint of our toes. Here we go. Neutral spine. Imprint. Elevate the hips. Breathe out and dig. Lift an inch. And lay the spine. Do 2 of those. Come back to neutral. Imprint. Elevate the hips. Push hard. Lift an inch. Lay the spine down. Remember, come back to neutral. Every step is important. Imprint the spine. Lift the hips. Breathe out. Breathe in and lift. And lower the body. Lower the heels. Turn the toes out. We're not going to do 1 foot at a time. We're just going to lift the heels with toes turned out. Remember, you can find all my favorite music that I use in classes on Spotify. You can just search my name and you'll see Pilates Fusion, you'll see yoga, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff. And you can just follow my playlist along. All right, here we go. Heels up. I'm in neutral. Imprint. Lift high to the sky. When you get to the top, breathe out. Lift an inch. And lay your spine on the mat. So you can see just a tiny foot position makes a difference. Imprint. Lift. Breathe out. Lift an inch. And lower the spine. 1 more. Come to neutral. Imprint. Elevate the hips. Get to the top. Breathe out. Lift an inch. And lay the spine on the mat. So perfect. Lower the heels, come back. Okay, lots of bridges today. We're really gonna fire up the glutes. We're gonna change it. Feet are flat, feet are parallel. I'm in neutral. So I can have a cup of tea right here in my low belly, and then I can imprint and pour it, come back. See, that's how the pelvis moves. So my teacup is full, I'm pouring it into my belly, and then I fill it back up. Super important for pelvic floor, for hip pain, and for back pain. So just keeping that whole region of our body healthy is really important. So now we're going to lift our right leg. It gets a little bit harder. Come to neutral, imprint your spine, elevate the hips. They won't go as high, it's okay. Push into your left foot, lift an inch, and lay your spine on the mat. So you feel the left hamstring. If you want a little bit more, remember the higher the lever, the more weight in the body. I'm gonna stick to a bent knee, but if you want more, do this. Just make sure you have integrity in the pose. So again, watch how much you're using your elbows. Try to not dig your elbows into the mat. Come to neutral, imprint your spine, elevate your hips, push, lift an inch, and lay the spine down. Okay, we're going to do that again. Neutral, imprint, elevate, lift an inch, and lower the body. One more. This is not easy. Come back to neutral. Imprint, lift your hips, push into your left leg, lift an inch, and lay your spine on the mat. Let's try the right leg. So right foot down, right leg's going to do the work, left leg's going to lift. I'm going to stay with the bent leg. If you want more, straighten your left leg. Here we go. Start in neutral. Imprint, which means the ribs and the hips crunch together. And then we inhale to lift, push into your right leg, lift an inch, and lay the spine on the mat. So you don't go very high. It's not that important to go super high. It's step by step by step. Come back to neutral. Imprint. Elevate the hips, lift, push into your right foot, lift an inch, and lay the spine on the mat. One more, neutral. Imprint. Elevate the hips, push into your right leg, lift, and lower. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, let your knees open wide. I'm going to do a couple more things with the bridge pose. Feet come down, arms come down, in neutral. That just kind of resets the spine. And then we're going to imprint. Ribs and hips crunch together, bellies glued to the mat. Here we go. Lift up your hips. Now, push into your feet, and then make sure that your knees are facing forward. We're going to come halfway down, just halfway slow, and then we press back up. So we inhale halfway, exhale, press up. Here's where that ball, keep going, here's where the ball comes in handy, because oftentimes as we fatigue, our knees begin to splay open. We want to make sure that that doesn't happen, but no ball today. So you have to find that awareness of your knees in alignment with your hips, in alignment with your shin, in alignment with your ankle. Exhale up, keep going. Inhale halfway, exhale up. Two more. Press up. Nice. One more. Press up. And now come halfway and stay. So we're halfway down, which may be 4 or 5 inches from my backside to the floor. And from here, I'm going to alternate my hips. I'm only halfway. And the reason why we're going to load up back there. So halfway down, arms down by your side. You're going to lift your left, lift your right. Lift your left, lift your right. So I'm just taking my pelvis and I'm rocking it side to side. Left hip, right hip. Left hip, right hip. So you can feel the glutes are starting to get very warm back there. We're just loading them up. Okay, 3 more each side. Beautiful. Here's 2. Last one, last one. Hold in center. Lift, come halfway. Now do you feel that heat? Press up, halfway. Press, halfway. So slow. 2 more. Do you feel the heat? Last one, last one. Come halfway. Now all the way to the top, and we do the same thing with the hips. Left, right, left, right, left, right. 2 more. Beautiful. Hold. Come halfway. Hold. Hold and hold. Beautiful. All the way up and all the way down. Hug your knees in. Get a stretch for the glutes. Big stuff back there, yeah? So good. All right, let's leave the glutes alone for a bit. We're going to come into some inner thigh work and some starting to fire up into the abs. All of the bridge stuff is great for the abs, but we're going to move out of the glutes for a few minutes and kind of get targeted into the abs and other parts of the legs. So legs are going to lift. To cheat in this, you bring your knees in. See the difference? To not cheat, hips, knees, one long line. This time my arms are going to go up because I don't want to use my forearms. So arms are going to go up. My knees are going to stay bent. Heels are going to hook together with the inner ankle. And I'm going to open like a butterfly. Squeeze shut. Inhale. Exhale. Now, let's talk about the pelvis for a second. Keep going. It's probably in neutral. It wants to rise up, okay? So we're going to do 10 of these in neutral, and then we're going to play with the imprint of the pelvis, and you'll see the difference. 6 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 4 more. Beautiful. 3, 2. Last one. Hold and open and pulse out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold, close, and lower. Go ahead and open up, get a stretch. So we're going to take a little stretch between sets. Now this time when we come up to that bent knee position, 90-degree bend, we're going to imprint the spine and have it glued securely to the mat. And we'll notice how it feels different and it's a little bit harder. So come to the bent knee, no cheating. Here's where it's going to want it. You're going to want to notice that your knees want to come in. So it's really, really fine tuning this. So I'm in neutral. I'm going to imprint. My knees didn't move. Watch. Neutral, imprint. Neutral, imprint. So come to imprint. Tight, tight, tight here. Same moves with the legs. Open, close. Inhale. Be cognizant that that low back is attached to the mat. It's really mindful and it's really challenging to keep your spine down. So stay with me. You should be feeling huge firing up in the abs. 10, 9, nice and slow, 8. Imprint, imprint. See, I started to come out. Imprint. Just keep thinking, glued to the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it out there. Tap, tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Imprint, imprint. I'm starting to slip out. Imprint, imprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, and now lower, give a stretch. Right there, lots of abdominal stuff. Okay, we're going to lift our legs, 90 degrees, no cheating, imprint, and now lengthen. So if it's too much to have long legs here, go ahead and keep a slight bend or a full bend. You might even keep one leg on the mat. It's totally up to you. There's lots of places to go here. So legs will be straightish. And our left leg is going to stay still. Right leg is going to do some movement. I'm going to keep myself imprinted. It's easier to come into neutral, but we're really going to try to get the ribs right there to connect to the hips right there. So it's an imprint spine. We're going to lower our right leg slightly. Draw a circle and pause. Left leg is stationary. Circle and pause. It's about the size of a ball, not bigger, not smaller. Pause. We have 10. Pause. So remember, if it's too much, left leg can bend or come onto the mat. 8, 7, 6, imprint, imprint. 5, stop between every circle. 4, 3, 2, hold. Shaking, yes, we got to go the other way. 10, pause. 9, pause. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and bend in. Good stuff, yeah? All right, let's do the other leg. Remember, leg can be down, it can be up, or it can be straight. I'm going to do this one with my right leg down, just to show you that I still get a great workout of just taking the modification that feels best in my body. So, imprint, lengthen, no cheating with the arms, lower your leg to a diagonal. So it's just shooting up. It's not straight up. Ooh, it's a diagonal. That hip is so cranky. Circle and pause. Circle and pause. Not very big, no momentum, so we're really tightening up here. Imprint. 8, 7, 6, remember you have options. 5, imprint your spine. 4, 3, 2, pause, reassess your spine, get it on the mat. Let's do the other way. 10, pause. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good stuff. Okay, this time we're going to come to what's known in a Pilates class, especially if you are using a reformer, a frog position. So the legs are going to be bent. We're going to shoot the legs out, and then we're going to draw the legs in. Shoot the legs out. And so I want you to really honor where your back is in this and making sure that you're imprinted, which is actually going to protect your low back. But that way you can decide the level of your workout. So we're going to come to bent knees. Hook your ankle bones together. Open your frog legs. So you're going to squeeze out and squeeze in. Squeeze out and squeeze in. So options. You can go higher or you can go straight out in front. Squeeze out, squeeze in. Squeeze out, squeeze in. Imprint your spine. 10. In. 9. Inhale. Inhale to draw in. Exhale to lengthen. Beautiful. 7. 6. Take breaks as you need to. 5. 4. You feel your abs right there. 3. 2. Last one. Hold your legs out straight-ish. Glue your legs together. Rise up. Look at your knees and reach for your toes. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it and release it. Rock and roll in your spine. Couple more options here with the legs as we stay on the back, and then we're going to move to some sideline work which is really, really good for the back side and the legs. All right, legs are gonna go up. We're gonna come to plie, but on the floor. So legs are straight, they're glued together. Now take a peek at your feet and turn them out. So they should be shaped like that, like a little pizza slice. There we go. So a little pizza slice, not a big pizza slice, but a normal size. So inner thighs are gonna feel this. Imprint your spine. Arms go up so you don't use them. I like to just bring my hands together. I'm gonna come down halfway and press back up into a plie. So I inhale, inhale, press, in, imprint. So we're doing these little tiny plies, taking the balance out of the practice, targeting our abs, working our inner thighs. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4. Press your heels together. They're glued together. 2 more. Hold at the top. Flex your feet. You're standing on the ceiling. Legs are straight. Inner thighs are firing. And start to tap your legs together. Ankle, ankle, ankle. Heel, heel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. All right, last couple things, and then we're gonna move to sideline. We're gonna take our legs wide now, they'll be straight, and we're gonna do a very deliberate cross with our legs. We're gonna open and cross the other way. So it's really important in this exercise that you're imprinted on your spine, but that you're thinking about a line on the ceiling, and you don't want the lines to be all over and messy. You want just to trace the line and trace the line. So we're gonna work that way, and then towards the end of this set, our legs will remain open, and we're gonna come up through our legs, and we're gonna pulse forward. All right, legs go up, legs open. If it's too much, you will bend your legs, and you'll cross this way. Okay, so there are lots of options. If that's too much, you're just doing one leg at a time. So there's plenty of places to go in this practice. And don't think that you need to jump from a beginner, I've never done this before, to I can do anything because I lift weights. Really start to learn how this feels in your body before you start to go further, because the alignment's the key in this. You may be able to do some of the more extended leg stuff with the longer levers, but your alignment's off and you could really cause damage or not get the workout that you might desire. All right, arms up so we don't use them. Legs up. Open, point your pretty toes. Cross right over left. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, left over right. Now that you have it, you're breathing. You're moving your legs. And you're tracing the same line with your pretty pointed toes. Beautiful. So inner thigh work, outer thigh work, abs. Make sure you're imprinted. Neutral, we're cheating a little bit. Imprinted, everything's tight like we have a corset on. All right, 6 more. Squeeze. Make it deliberate. Don't just move through this. Squeeze tight. Open, squeeze. Open, squeeze. Open, squeeze. Let's do 4 more each side while we're here, right? Make it worth our time. Here's 3. Squeeze tight. Hands close. Open and close. Last set, last set. Draw that line. Here's where we change it. Open and stay. Take a breath in, reach up and through, reach towards the wall there, reach. 10, 9, bend your knees if you need to. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Give a quick squeeze, and then we're gonna roll over to your right side. Okay, so we're gonna be on your right side. This is where we can get a little bit sloppy here. So lounging, watching Netflix, working hard in Pilates. See the difference? Okay, so shoulder and elbow are in one long line, hand down on the mat. I'm going to bring my knees in. So I've created this curve here, and that's just for a moment while we do some clams, and then we're going to come back out to where I'm in more of a long line. So shoulder, elbow, and then this is nice and long. Once we're here, we sort of lost the oblique work. So ankle bones or the inner ankles stay together. We're going to lift and lower. Here's where we get into trouble with clams. We think that is better. It's very concise. This, make sure it's a little blousy today, but you can see I'm not collapsing through my right side. I'm opening slightly my legs, not coming into this thing where I start to move like that, but I'm really holding stillness through the upper body, length through the right side, and I'm targeting this outer glute. 10, 9, just pop it up there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, close it. Now bring your legs back. So now I'm in this long line, and my right leg stays bent, bottom leg stays straight, and my left leg is straight. Can't see my pig toes, but they're facing forwards. The back of my heel is to the back, toes are forward, not pointed, but flexed. So I could be stepping on that wall across the room. Don't collapse through your ribs, lift up. If your shoulder doesn't like this for whatever reason, you can do the same exercise all the way down, but you might not get as much of the oblique work that we can do for an little added bonus. So left leg goes up. I'm just going to lift and lower. Not much, not momentum, not fast, not swinging, but I'm pulling up and down like a lever. Up and down. And now check out your hips. If you're leaning back, you've just lost it. If you're leaning forward, you've just lost it. You're between two sheets of glass here. So don't think that you have to lift your left leg high. You don't. It's just a tiny little bit, maybe 6 inches. 8, 7, 6, I'm losing it. Getting sleepy here. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, and now lower. Go ahead now and lay all the way down. So we're going to give our side body a little bit of a break. We're going to come back to that top leg doing some work. You can bring your right leg in just a little bit if you want stability, but make sure your hips are stacked. We have a tendency to roll back, so if anything, you're rolling slightly forward. My butt is burning. All right, bring your left leg in front. I don't know that I can do this, but I will show you. You're going to tap your toe on the floor and draw up. Tap and draw. Tap and draw. You're feeling right there. 8, 7. It doesn't really like this, but I'm going to give it a whirl. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Maybe pound it out back there. All right, now we're going to work the bottom leg. Okay, so we're going to bring the legs out straight. And to get a stretch, let's bring the top leg forward and bring it in front of the body. So we're getting a stretch for that glute that we just worked. And then the bottom leg is going to lift and lower, foot's flexed. So flat foot. Might have to hold on to the ankle, my floor's slippery here. 10, lift. 9, 8, squeeze your inner thigh. 7, 6, 5. I have perfect lighting in here today because it's not sunny. It's so cloudy. It's a great day to be out here. 2 more. Right, hold it at the top. Lift, lift, tiny, little, closest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Let's do the other side. So push yourself up. Swing your legs around. Come to the other side. We're going to start up high. So remember, we're going to work a little bit of the abs, the obliques. Bend your knees and bring them in towards the front of your mat. Come to clam, so lift and lower. Don't swing back. Keep a nice long line here. Nice long side body. So many of you guys have been practicing Pilates with me for several years, and you know this time last year, the little grandbaby was born. She'll be 1 tomorrow. Can you believe it? She has the reddest hair, just like me. I still don't know what I'm going to be called. I call her my little bestie, so maybe I'll be her bestie too. 4 more. 3. We're going to have a little birthday party for her here in a couple weeks. A couple more weeks of nobody around us, and then we'll see how the world looks. All right, now go ahead and lay on down. Top leg, slide that one back so I'm in one long line. My foot's flexed like that, flat foot, and I'm going to lift and lower. So here's where the work is, making sure we're not leaning back. There it is. It doesn't even have to be that high. You can see in my body the difference. This is my leg that hasn't had 3 hip surgeries, so it feels fine back there. That one doesn't feel so fine, so you could tell it was going a little bit different on the other side. And so we have to adjust for our bodies that way and not get too caught up in doing it bad or good, and just listening to our body and letting our bodies kind of tell us where we need to go with this. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, hold. Swing that leg in front and tap the floor. You can see I'm at a nice angle. I'm getting a lot of stretch through here, a lot of work there. Lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. 10. Lift. Feeling it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bend it, grab it, plant it. Straighten your bottom leg so you get a stretch for that glute, and now we'll do some bottom work stuff. So my foot's flexed, toes are forward. Lift and lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top, pulse tiny for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Beautiful. Go ahead and come on up. We're going to take our mermaid twist. We have a couple more sets. I want to play with plank pose today. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like plank, but we're going to play with it a little bit. Let's get a twist first. So I'm sitting on my left cheek, turning over to my left side. I'll lean back, do the same. Sitting on my right cheek, turn to the back. This just releases some of that hip stuff that we were doing. Now we're going to go ahead and roll over to all fours. So make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, and take a cat and cow series. So we pop up our spine like a cat, and then we drop our belly like a cow. This just releases some of the ab stuff, gives a nice stretch. So we're going to play with plank here. A couple options. We can walk our knees back, come forward like this. This is totally fine. I'm not dumping like this, but I'm engaging my abs and allowing my knees to stay down. Some people like to have their knees up like this. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever is comfortable. So you could be here for the plank and be just fine. You can also be on your toes, not sinking down, but elevating here. Eyes are just slightly forward of the mat. Or if your wrists hate that, you can do the same option in a forearm. Knees or toes. Okay? So I want you to pick the option that works the best in your body. You guys know planks and you know what feels good in your body. Maybe you start on your toes and then you drop to your knees. That's perfectly fine. Maybe you start on your hands, to your forearms, but we're gonna play with this. So, find your plank pose. A little timer, we'll see how we do. All right. Fingers are spread wide, nice solid base. I'm gonna find my toes first. So make your way to your first version of plank and get there, and we're gonna breathe together. So hold the plank, eyes are forward. Make sure your hips are not falling down, and make sure your arms are solid. Take a full breath in, and a full breath out. Focus here on your breath. So we're gonna be here for 10 breath cycles. I'll do the counting, you do the breathing. You have 8 breaths. And 7. And 6. 5. 4. 3. 2 breaths. Last breath cycle. Lower your knees if they're not there, and sit back to child's pose. All right, we're gonna do 2 more sets of plank. So I want you to find what works for you. This time we're gonna lift one leg. So even if you're on your knees, one knee is gonna be hovering off the mat an inch or 2, toes an inch or 2. Find your arm position. Maybe this time you wanna come to that forearm plank. Okay, so find your position. We're almost there. Lift one leg and breathe. Stay with your breath. That's the greatest tool we have. We can practice it here on the mat. Staying with the breath, focusing there. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Nice work, guys. Last breath. Drop your knees and sit back to child's pose. So the greatest teacher about this exercise is that we can learn to stay in what we're doing in the moment and using our breath to not get through it too fast and not rush through it really teaches us some pretty powerful lessons that we can utilize off the mat. Last plank. You're gonna lift your other leg. Okay, so whatever leg stayed on the ground, you're gonna lift the other one. Hands or shoulders. Here we go. Find your plank, eyes forward, lift a leg and breathe. Keep breathing. You're focusing on your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 3 more. Breathe in, breathe out. Here's 2. Last breath. Feet down, knees down, and sit back. So nice. Lower your forehead to the mat. Begin to rise up. Go ahead and sit on your mat. Your left leg is going to go straight out in front. Right leg is going to bend, and your foot will be on your inner thigh. We're going to lower our body over our straight-ish left leg. So we're getting a stretch for the back of the leg on the left, glute and inner thigh on the right. And now tuck your chin, lower your forehead towards your knee, and breathe. Beautiful. Begin to rise up. Keep your legs like they are and turn around to the back. It's okay to let your left cheek lift. We're just getting that rotation through the spine, getting a nice stretch and a release. Wind back to front, right leg in front, left leg bends in, set your sit bones on the mat, aim your nose forward, and then tuck your chin and fold. Slowly come up, turn to the left. Wind back to front. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. You're in a butterfly and just hinge forward. I love being able to share this practice with you. I love changing it up week to week. So today's was really targeted with abs, glutes, some legs. Each week is something different. So I love being able to share with you some different methods and know that maybe next week we will really work the arms and other parts of the body. So it's really neat to me that we can stay on the mat one week. A couple weeks ago, we did Pilates in a chair, which was incredibly hard for the abs. So each week is a little bit different, and I love, love, love being able to play with you in that way. So I look forward to next week. I look forward to keep sharing things with you. I welcome your feedback. I sent out a survey. If you have a chance, please just jump on it. I think it takes less than 2 minutes, and it will really help me as I move forward into the coming weeks and months. Is what I need to do to continue to offer these great videos for you, and it gives me a chance to learn and see what you guys really want. So take the time to fill out the survey. If you ever have questions, please don't hesitate to ask, send me a message. And as always, I am so grateful for the generosity and the friendship and the community and the tribe that we have. And I look forward to seeing you really soon. And as always, super grateful. Have a wonderful day.